Hey there everybody, it's Keegan Luther here, back with another random recommendation. Today we are talking about the one, the only, the still going strong at the box office, the film that probably saved the movies, Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, let's be honest, you guys already know the plot, because I'm guessing if you came to this video, you have already seen the movie, and if you haven't, well, that's kind of on you. And it's kind of on me for waiting this long to do this video. I'm going to dispense with the plot, because that's not what you guys are here to watch me break down. Go to New Rockstars, go to Screen Junkies, go to somewhere else for that. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I like Spider-Man, I think that it's a great character, I think that, you know, I like the movies, but it was never something that necessarily was a nostalgia thing for me.
You're fired.
In fact, like, you know, the first time I watched Spider-Man 2 was this past Thanksgiving preparing for the movie. Besides that, the only film that has ever really gotten to me was Into the Spider-Verse. That was my favorite Spider-Man movie, and still is. But Spider-Man No Way Home, there was so much hype around this movie. There was so much expectations. There were so many theories, so much. And what I was so worried about was if the story was going to be good. Is the story going to actually do justice to the cameos that are rumored? Is the story worth it? Is the story good enough to sustain the weight of expectations? Because fan service is great, but without a good story, it's just limp. I saw it at the Chinese theater with my friend Dom. First time I've ever been to the Chinese. And the crowd was awesome. First time I've been with a crowd that, you know, shouted at the screen and things like that. And guys, I'm happy to report that I loved it more than I was expecting to. More than I thought was really possible with that film, because it had so much expectations. It reminded me when I first saw Infinity War, where I had these expectations, I had this excitement for this film that I just didn't think the film could live up to it. At best, it would just meet the expectations, but I didn't expect to surpass them. And what this film did with the subject around sacrifice and what it means to be Peter Parker, and the story of his journey in learning that, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. I thought it was so compelling that they finally gave this Peter this last movie to really make him Spider-Man proper.
Spider-Man was a hero. I just couldn't see it.
And, you know, it really got rid of a lot of the things that people had criticisms with, and I made a video before talking about why I don't think those criticisms were valid. But even if you had them, I think this movie finally gets rid of it. Finally gives Peter Parker villains of his own and a story that's all around him. And of course, it has what was my favorite Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, in it. But now I gotta say, I think that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man now. Miles Morales is obviously God tier, but, you know, there are so many scenes that stick with me. I thought Willem Dafoe did such a great job. What was just great was they took their story seriously. And they really just gave you something that it felt like they thought through. That they really were, that they themselves were enthralled by. And you could feel it. You could feel like everybody really cared, and that everybody wanted to make something that wasn't just fine, that wasn't just, you know, all right. They wanted to make something great, and they wanted to make something worth remembering, and something that paid homage to what this character means to so many people. And I just think that this is such beautiful storytelling. The scene on the rooftop with the three Spider-Men, just inspiring. Just seeing the three of them talk about how each of them were tempted towards, and some of them gave in to, the grief, the anger, and how they didn't want that for this Peter, and how they wanted more than anything to stop it, and how they did. And in doing so, they were the ones that were able to redeem themselves for stuff that they've done in the past, whether it's Tobey Maguire saving, you know, Norman, even if Norman stabs him, or it's Andrew Garfield saving MJ. both of them, in doing those little things, were able to slightly redeem parts of their lives that that weren't able to happen before. And I don't know, just with me, when it comes to movies, if you can move me emotionally, you have me. I will like the movie. And I can't say that all Marvel movies have done that. There are a lot of Marvel films I felt I was able to go there and go, oh, that was cool, but it didn't move me. This one was not only just exciting, but it made me leave thinking about it. And not just about the action, but about the story and the ramifications. And so I think that that's just such a beautiful thing, and that's why we go to the movies in the first place. I can only give praise. I can only give the highest praise for what they did. So John Watts, the whole team there, just did a fantastic job. All right, so your random stuff pairings for this. If you like Spider-Man No Way Home and you really loved the sense of scale, something that felt like the action meant something and that there was something that kept you engaged, that kept you on the edge of your seat, the excitement, the adrenaline, the outside the box action, you need to check out Mad Max Fury Road. That's another film that, once again, shouldn't have been as good as it was. I mean, what's there to say about it? It's one of the greatest action movies in the past 10 years, dare I say even 20 years. Whether it's the cinematography, the editing, all of the production design, all of the way that film was put together is just so incredible. And I think that it's more than just a blockbuster. It's more than just a science fiction movie. It's just a really awesome, great time. I mean, it's just one of those films. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Another pairing that you might like is Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. version. This is a guilty pleasure of mine, and I'm not going to even say guilty because this is a damn fine movie. This is a great movie even, and I need you to stop. It's endlessly rewatchable, and it has humor, it has heart, it is just so interesting, and the cast is just phenomenal. And I mean, just how do you go wrong? How do you go wrong with it? That's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and let me know what you thought. I know that this was a movie that a lot of you guys were looking forward to. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments below.
And if you like these opinions and want to be kept up on more, you can find me at Movie Man Opinions on TikTok and Instagram, where I have plenty more opinions and even worse grammar.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hey, let's watch something together. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and check out some of these totally not randomly chose videos. I mean, I think you'll like that one. I don't know, just right there.